Here's a book called The Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki. Have you ever stopped climbing a ladder to ask yourself, where is this ladder planted? Well, you probably haven't, because maybe your question was really, how high am I going up? Robert Kiyosaki presents this question to help the reader have a better sense of where they are truly at with their financial standing. Could it be that the ladder you're climbing in your life is placed on the wrong spot? Back when Robert Kiyosaki was younger, his friend's dad, that he calls Rich Dad, taught him an important concept that there are 4 distinct sources of cash flow in the world. He showed him what he calls the cash flow quadrant. So we have 4 distinct sources. The first one starts with E, which is employee. The overwhelming majority of us learn and live this life. Next is the S quadrant, stands for self-employed and small business owner. Think of small business owners, lawyers, and private doctors, for example. Over here we have the B quadrant, which stands for business owner. So think of manufacturer business, real estate business, mining companies, and other things. Lastly is the I quadrant, for investor. Think of investors who deal with real estate property, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. The idea for them is having money to make more money. So then the real question for you presents itself. From which quadrant do you receive the majority of your income? As you think about that, let me share you an interesting fact. Let's say we add up all the money in the US. About 80% of all the US population are living in the E and the S quadrant. How much do you think they have altogether? Did you know they have only 20% in total of all the US money? On the other hand, there's the rest of the 20% of the population that lives in the B and the I quadrant. Can you guess how much they have? That's right, as you already probably figured out, they own 80% in total of all the US money. For the E and the I, it's like seeing 8 hungry guys having to share 2 slices of pizza. So how and why does this happen? How are the B and the I financially successful? It starts with what our mindset values. Let's take a look. What are the core financial values of each of these quadrants? For someone living in the E quadrant, their core value is security. For people in the S quadrant, their core value is independence. For anyone in the B quadrant, their core value is wealth building. And the people in the I quadrant, what they value the most is financial freedom. Let's simply analyze how these values come into play for each of these quadrants. Starting off, a person in the E quadrant often thinks or says, I'm looking for a safe and secure job with a pretty decent steady pay with great benefits. These are the things they value, but their biggest issue with this is they have to trade their own time for money. Now we go to the people living in the S quadrant. Striving for independence, they often take great pride in the work of their own hands or brains, being their own boss in other words. The S quadrant can be filled with professional people, such as doctors, lawyers, and accountants who do not belong to a large medical, legal, or accounting firm. The problem for them is they are a slave to their own business. The main reason is simply they are the heart of it, and if they stop working, the business won't continue on. Thus, there won't be any more income until their work is resumed. While a person in the S quadrant wants to be the best in his or her field, a B quadrant person wants to build a team out of other people who are best in their field. Business owners are often people with powerful life missions, who value a great team and efficient teamwork, and want to serve and work with as many people as possible. This is where power in numbers come into play in great lengths. They utilize passive income, which is money coming into their pockets whether they work or not. Lastly, the investors are usually B quadrant people who further progress their wealth building by the tactic of using their own money to work for them instead of him or her working for money. But in the I quadrant, You need a great deal of money to start investing. If you are wondering, okay, let's say I'm in the E and the S quadrant. How can I make a successful transition to the B and the I quadrants? Well, the biggest reason most people believe they cannot transition over is because they cannot invest due to not having a business to begin with. And they don't have enough money to start due to other things like taxes, debt, inflation, and retirement savings that are killing them. So now what? Am I screwed?
I'm out.
And for that reason alone, I'm out.
I'm out.
Not to worry, because Robert covers that question entirely with an answer for the people that want to cross over. The answer is there is a business model that could help you learn to create passive income, and it requires relatively little cash investment to start up, and it can be operated on a flexible part-time until it generates enough cash flow for the person to transition one day from his full-time job. The business model is called network marketing. Network marketing has been around in various forms since the middle of the last century. You get to taste what it's really like building a business through teamwork and making business by word of mouth, aka networking. The author explains that the beauty of network marketing is not just focusing on making money, but a bigger picture of helping other people become successful, making money in their own business so they can become financially free, and accomplishing their life goals and dreams. At the end of the day, what makes a person truly rich is not how much he or she makes, because it's really about their mindset. If your mind is like the B and the I quadrant, money is going to attract you around like a magnet, whether you think about it or not. For more information, you can learn more about the business of the 21st century from my link down below. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. All right. I welcome you all to today's book club, the book review for today. How are you all doing? Excellent, excellent. So we concluded the previous book that we were reviewing, and that is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, David Schwartz. And this week, today, we are starting another book, and that is The Business of the 21st Century, written by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I believe, yes, this is live on YouTube, so you can join, you can do the replay to get the summary at the beginning, as you know, if you're joining late. And yes, so we are going to be reviewing that book, The Business of this 21st Century. So let me share my screen right quick. Yes, so we can get this show started. Excellent. So The Business of the 21st Century, let me put that back here, exactly, by Robert T. Kiyosaki with John Fleming and Kim Kiyosaki. Now, this book, as you've rightly seen in the summary that I played earlier, that was a great summary anyway, though I was, when the guy started calling his name Kiyosaki, I was like, what are they saying? So, but apart from that, very, very nice summary, the animation there, I really love it. So today we're doing the part one of this book, which talks about take control of your future, taking control of your future. Let's see if I can expand it a little. Okay, so yes, so take control of your future. And within that part one, we have 6 chapters. Hopefully, we'll see if we can finish the whole part 1 today. But if not, I will try as cover as much as possible. The first one we're looking into right now is the rules have changed. The rules have changed, and definitely, as we know, I love a point that Robert mentioned here. When you're talking about wealth, when you're talking about the essence of you maybe being in an employment, the essence of you trying to do anything to make money at all is embedded in the fact that you want to build a future. If anyone exists today without the goal of building a future, having a solid plan and goal to build a better future for their family, then there wouldn't be a lot of push behind their efforts, right? And here it says, Robert says, when I say genuine wealth, I'm not talking about money alone. So when you hear wealth, and I use the word prosperity a lot because, of course, my platform, by the grace of God, is on prosperity for posterity. In that, you see wealth, you see values, you see inheritance for the future generation. So money is part of it, but it's not the whole. Building genuine wealth is as much about the builder as it is about the built. So in general, the business of the 21st century, the beauty, and as we go on, we're going to see all of the assets that this business delivers to us as those of us that are ready, because this part 1 is mostly, especially the chapter 1, it's mostly about, convincing or making the case for you understanding and knowing that your business your job is not enough, that it's time to make the move. And the rules have changed. Robert tries to compare today's economy, today's world, and how to generate money today, comparing that to yesteryears, where you have job security because you're working at a plant where assembly is done by human, and you continue as long as you continue within that company, your future is secure because you're going to retire with a pension. That is not the case anymore. A lot of companies, they love fresh ideas, fresh blood, and so they don't have enough incentive to entice anyone that is driven to hold down a particular job. Unlike before, that you're guaranteed your pension, you have that incentive to hold on to that job to the very end. But in cases today, we don't have that guarantee anymore. Hey, Rhoda, we don't have that guarantee anymore, right? And with the age of information that we have right now, there's a lot of opportunities out there that we've taken advantage of. You're able to move yourself out of a job into, possibly another job, or into a business, or, getting yourself into an investment that will return a great deal for you, that will secure your future. So take control of your future. That is the part 1 that we're dealing with today. Why do we have to take control of our future? As we go along, you're going to see reasons for that as we go along. So why you need to have a business of your own? When you are an employee, things are, things are done for you, or things are required of you. You are told when to get to the work. You are told when you can leave. You are told when you can get a break. You are told when you can go on vacation. You are told how many hours you can spend with your family. You are told how much money you can make. You're told when you can even ask for increase on that amount you're making. So your employer controls your growth. But now we have an opportunity for you to be able to get out of that, or start planning. And this is what I've decided to tell anyone that comes into my program, that comes, in contact with me, under my coaching, to see that they begin wherever they are right now, especially the youth, wherever they are right now. The goal is to move yourself while you are on the job. You are planning on how to be, you are planning on maybe a 10-year plan ahead to move yourself from being an employee to either be an employer of labor or to be an investor, in a way that you can take control of your own future. Because retiring in a job, we know how that works today. You have 401k for those in the United States. In other countries, I don't know other retirement programs that exist. In the United States, back about a few years ago, people that were retiring near their 70-year-olds, 75, 80-year-olds, their retirement account just went up in flames. Oh, thank you. I'm telling you, we got to do it. We got to do it. And there's a lot of motivation behind this for me personally. So, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So we have, back in that, in those days, those that have their money in retirement and there was a recession, their retirement funds, somebody that is looking, into next year, I'm retiring. And in my retirement account, I have $1 million or $10 million. They woke up the following morning, still have 1 year ahead of them to retire with that $10 million in their account. They woke up the next morning, that $10 million became $5 million. A lot of seniors, a lot of retirement age people died in that season. They died of heart attack. Now, the question is, would you say that person has control of their future? So that tells us, even those retirement accounts, stocks, you have, 401k, IRA, all of those things, they're not in your control. The stock market could crash at the whiff of any form of pandemic, any form of, national or world global unrest. War here, rumors of war here. There's another rumors of war that by 2025, I think, that, China will be at war with the US. All of those things go up and, goes to contribute to the performance of the stock market. So your future is not in your control if you're relying on the stock market to take care of your retirement. So that is why you need the business of your own to take care of your future. And when I say your future, we're talking about your children as well, to be able to take care of you in your old age, and you have something to pass on to your children. Right? So I'm going to skip all of the history. I know if you read all of this, you will know where it's coming from when it says the rule have changed. All right. We've seen this happen over and over. And it's high time I congratulate those of us here, those of us in the business that we're together, in the group that we're together in. We know that if you're in network marketing, you own your own business. But I have a challenge for you before you go today, right? You are taking the first step of being a business owner. So there's still steps to make there's still a long way to go beyond that. All right. So chapter 2 says the silver lining. The silver lining. I love this. A few questions that were asked Robert here. He says, are there opportunities to create new companies in this turbulent economy? When we have chaos 2008, 2009. He says, are you kidding? This is the best time. When times are bad is when the real entrepreneurs emerge. Entrepreneurs don't really care if the market is up or down. They're creating better products and better processes. So when somebody says, oh, there's less opportunity now, it's because they are losers. This guy doesn't mince words at all. When I read this, I'm like, come on, be nice. It doesn't mince words. It's like those people, anyone that says there is no more opportunity is literally a loser, because it is the time of turbulence, times when things are challenging, that opportunities exist even more to create a business, to create product or processes that would help other people. And especially in the age of information, the internet, and everything we have at our fingertips. It is amazing, to see all of the opportunities that are out there. And I have a personal experience in the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, a lot of the reliefs that are being sent out, especially here in the US at least, right? A lot of the reliefs that are being sent out were mostly put together for small business owners, entrepreneurs. I enjoyed part of that, right? You have an SBA loan where you get, they give you loans that has the potential of being forgiven if you use it for the purpose that it was used for. I got the loan 6-figure, and I got it forgiven at the same time. That a year after, you have to file, for the forgiveness, and we filed and we were forgiven for the loan. So basically, we got a grant, and we couldn't have done that if we didn't have a business, right? So it is at that time that you begin to, everything around the government, other organizations, they will be looking for entrepreneurs, they'll be looking for business owners, especially small business owners, to fund so they can, make the economy, get resuscitated back. Now, one of the challenges that I have for you today, glad I have you here, Rhoda. Your untamed business, do you have a registered business you are running it under? If you don't, I challenge you today, give it a thought. Seek out opportunities, seek out how to register a business and run your business as a business, not as a side also, or as something I just love to do. No, but run it truly as a business. Let me tell you the reason why. When we apply for that SBA loan, we have two businesses. One of them was very young, less than a year. The other was older, and it was the one that was older. We've had that for 7 years. It was the one that was older that got the loan. So the longer the company has existed, even if there are no lot of movement at this time, ensure that you keep that company current, you file your taxes, and as long as you do that, you will, you are positioning yourself for those opportunities, right? So make sure you register your company and run that business under a company. Excellent. Now, the interesting thing when we're talking about, building our businesses and, getting, recruiting others, getting, folks to join, especially the network marketing business, you have to prospect and, get people to join your team. This particular statement here just makes it, gives us, personally, when I read it, it gave me like a good reassurance that people are looking for what I have to offer. I'm going to say that again. People are looking for what I have to offer. And what does this statement say? It says 72% of all adult Americans would rather work for themselves than for a job. And 67% think about quitting their jobs regularly or constantly. So that person that you want to reach out to say, I just want to, I know we don't know each other that very much, but I have this opportunity and I'd love for you, for you to take a look at it. If it's a no worries. I just thought I will ask, right? Just have it at the back of your mind. This lady, this man could be right now contemplating, like, I need another stream of income apart from my job so I can one day quit my regular job. One that will replace the income from my job. And just think about it. It might be that you reaching out to them in that moment will be you being answer to their prayer or to their question. Because the question after this, when we know that 72% are looking to work for themselves, the question they would have then is, what kind of business will I do? I want to work for myself. What will I do? And then when you reach out to them to give them that opportunity, that's where your yeses will come. All right. So, and it's not just about making a living. It's also about the quality of how we are living. This speaks to when you're working, when you are the one making the money, you are the one, working 24/7, the job, they tell you when to come, they tell you when to go, they tell you how much days you can take, off for how much days you can take off for vacation. All of those things are in place. They control your time, your productive time. Remember, 8 hours a day, that's the most productive time of the day for you. But they control that, right? But in exchange for that, you are saying you're making a living. But I love what, the challenge or the thought-provoking statement by Robert here. He says, it's not just about making a living. It's also about the quality of how we're living. What is the quality of your life? Do you want to stay in that, in that 9 to 5, in that constant grinding, constant, going into that business, working for that employer all your productive years? And then right now, you're not even thinking about, some goals anymore because you feel you don't have the time to accomplish them. You don't have the time to enjoy even the money you're making. So it's not just about making a living. It's also about the quality of how we are living. So normally your employment is limited. There's a cap in how much or the level of the quality of the life you are able to, to live up to if as an employer. All right. And we all know that, right now, entrepreneurial spirit fever, as it says here, it's all over the place. It's now for you to know, what can I do? What can I do? Which comes to the third chapter here. It says, where do you live? Where do you live? How do you make the money you make? All right. So the main thing is right here. I love this what is it called? The definition of rich. I don't know if any of us have heard that before. The definition. How do the Forbes magazine defines rich? Okay, as a person who earns in excess of $1 million per year. I would like to know what year they did this, because inflation is all over the place now, right? Yes. Today, very poor. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully you can get the replay on YouTube. I'm streaming it to YouTube Live. I'll share the link later. All right. So Forbes defines you're a rich person if you earn excess of $1 million per year. I think this gives us a good, yardstick, where you can peg your goals, your annual goals. Because we're talking about wealth building, wealth, generating wealth for the future, for the future generation, a transferable or a inheritance worthy earnings should be in this category. So earning $1 million a year, right? That is about $83,000 per month, or just under $20,000 a week. Okay, and is somebody that is poor as someone who earns less than $25,000 a year. This is for the US. What are these numbers for the countries you're in? What does this number look like for the countries you're in? I mean, this just fired me up today. Like, yes, this is something, that I can definitely begin to work towards. All right. So $20,000 a week, $83,000 per month. What I was looking at, before is $100,000 per month, period. And I'm not lowering that, but I love that I'm on track. I'm on track on that, right? So that is the goal. But how then are you making this money? What kind of employment would you have that would earn you $83,000 per month? On average, in the United States here, $83,000 is per year earnings for most people. At my corporate job, 6 figures, before I left, I was about 109, 110 per year, not per day, not per month, per year, right? So, but here we're saying per month. So he now says, but even more important than the quantity of money you make is the quality of money you make. When you are in employment, there are other things you cannot take care of. All right, other things will suffer. There are your dreams you're not able to pursue. Your family may suffer. Your children may suffer it. There are other means. There are other ways to make this money that will be quality for us. In other words, not just how much you make, but how you make it. Where is that money coming from? Right? And then he reviewed again this cash flow quadrant. How many of us have heard about the cash flow quadrant? Right? And it's basically, yeah, Rhoda, you're still having that trouble. Sorry. So basically, he's talking about, the 4 quadrants of, where incomes, how people are making money. The E stands for employee. The S stands for a business owner, a small business owner, self-employed or small business owner. And B stands for business owner, those who have others working, they're leveraging on others working their business. And then the investor, right? We've talked about the E quadrant, the limitation of that. The S quadrant, that is the goal of a lot of people. Like, I don't want to be, I don't want anyone to be the boss of me. I want to be my own boss. And he says here, you may have thought you were firing your boss, but what really happened is that you just changed bosses. You're still an employee. The only thing is you are now the boss of yourself, right? So in a very real way, the S stands for slavery. You don't really own your business. Your business owns you. So you don't have free time because you want to go into business for yourself so you can control your time, so you can, the very first week that very first month or few weeks that I got off work, I can, I'm like free, like I can control my time. I don't have to report to work at this time or stay till this time and things like that. But then quickly you will get jacked up into reality. Like, okay, at the end of the 2 weeks that you originally get paycheck, you will be jacked back into reality. Okay, after you've controlled your time. Now, are you controlling the money? That's the reality now, right? So that then begins, of course, before you leave a secure paying job, you must have something that you're looking to replace that income. And that's why people look for businesses. Like, okay, there's a business I can, begin to do for myself. And as we can see, that is not even enough, because then when you are not there, especially when it's self-employed, when you don't work, you don't make money. Even if you go on vacation, if it's a traditional business, if you go on vacation, that business still stays, right? So the best part to be is in the B quadrant. That was the S quadrant, but now in the B quadrant, you now are an employer of labor. You have the business, but then you have other people doing the business for you. Being a network marketing a professional falls into this quadrant. You are a business owner because you're building a team and you are leveraging on the efforts of everybody on that team. That is why the network marketing business is the business of the 21st century. Now, the second challenge I want to throw to you, the first one, for those of us that just joined, the first challenge I threw at you is your network marketing business now. Do you have it? Are you running it under a registered business name? If not, do that. Look for how to do that immediately. Register a business and, put your network marketing business under that business. I said something about how beneficial it was for us during the pandemic that we're able to leverage some grants, some loans that were eventually forgiven at the end of the day. So yes, you need to register a business and run your network marketing as a business. When they say run it as a business, it's not just that, okay, it's the only thing I'm doing, but actually as a registered business. Bridget, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question? You want to contribute something?
Yes, I have a question. Good afternoon, morning. Yes. So I have a question. My question is, why do you have to register a company to operate that? What is the important, or what's the benefits? Or
There's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits to it. I shared one of it earlier, and that is here in the US, when there are, from time to time, not even only when there are, economic unrest or economic downturn, from time to time, the government run, programs that favor or that caters to business owners, that they are able to give them access to grants, give them access to loans, forgivable loans, and things like that. An example that I gave earlier was back in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and they have this forgivable loan from the SBA for business owners, where if your business have been have been in existence for this many number of years, you can have access to this loan. And if you use the loan for what we stipulated it should be used for, at the end of the year, you're going to apply for it to be forgiven. We applied for the loan, we got the loan, we used the loan for what it was stipulated to be used for. We applied for it to be forgiven, and it was forgiven, right? But if we hadn't have a business, and of course all of our network marketing businesses then we run it through this particular business. So that is one opportunity, one advantage, to be able to have access to government funded, government sponsored grants and loans. That's one. Two, taxes. There are tax benefits to it, that at the end of the year, any loss you accrue, you can have your CPA, the person taking care of your taxes. They know how to help you with the numbers to take care of any loss you might experience, or your expenses, how you can tax tax exemptions that you might have advantage. You might be able to take advantage of, or some form of tax benefits that might exist. So in the banks, you have access. That's the third one. For banks, you can get business loans when you are looking to expand your business beyond just the one network marketing business you're doing. That I have a third challenge that I'm going to put to you. Okay, that's the second challenge. This is the first one. So when you have a business that you're running, you have your network marketing business on, you are able to apply for loans in banks. And of course, when you have access to loans, what does that give you? You have opportunity to expand your business, and even to do more business, invest more, and things like that. Yes, Bridget, did I answer the question?
Yes, and well, I still have some glitch here and there. Okay. So when you say that you use your current business to run that company, I want to find out when you say your current business, what kind of business can you? So, for example, I want you to give an example on which type of business. So if you are maybe if you're selling like forklift, or you're selling industrial things, or you're an import and export person, or you're a banker that you do like trainings, like teachings and stuff. Right. What kind of company can you register that under? Is it classified?
There are, when you register a company, the one we have is incorporated, and we have another one which is an LLC. When you register a company, they will ask you what kind of business do you want to run, under that company. And you can make it as broad as possible or as specific as possible. For an LLC, it's advised to make it specific, right? Per type of business. For example, we created our LLC for our real estate investments. That is more specific. But incorporated, we have it. That is where we have our network marketing businesses, forex trading, investment, all of those things. That's under that we have that. But definitely your accountant or anyone that does taxes or registered businesses should be able to help you with details of that. And I can dig a little. Yeah, and again, don't forget, I'm talking US here. So you might need specific information when it comes to your specific country, that you're looking into this. And are you familiar with GPT?
GPT, no, not at
Yeah.
all.
Whoa, where have you been? All right, Chat GPT. Yes, it's Chat GPT. I want you all, let's look at it. Chat GPT, but the address is chat.openai.com/chat. All right, let's do some magic here, right now. So okay, let me share my screen there, because this particular thing I want to show you now is the in thing now, is the new Google, where it's Google on steroid. Is like your personal information, and not just information. People are creating ebooks. They're creating books from here. Anyway, you're going to see how it's going to work now. Let me see if I'm able to get in. It's a free resource for now. Yes, I think I'm able to get in. You should be able to see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, let me log in. Hopefully, usually if I'm not able to log in, get in, it's going to tell that it's at capacity. People are already using it, so I won't be able to go in. All right, let's see. Come on. OpenAI.com.
So is it a GPT AI chat? Is it an app to download?
Yeah, there will be apps, but the one that I know is genuine is the web chats.openai.com/chat. And you can ask it any question. The only question I've seen it come back to me that it cannot answer me is legal. If you wanted to write legal paper for you, like there's I'm working with a client now that I needed to write a legal agreement. It said it won't be able to do that for me. But let's ask this question right now. What are the benefits of having a registered business? You're going to see what it's going to tell us now. So that's my question. It says there are several benefits of having registered business, and see all of it. This is like Google. When I put the same question in Google, you have several results that will come back to you. And then you now sit down and begin to look at, okay, which one makes more sense and all of that. But this one is to you directly. Very, very, it's gone out into Google, gone out into every, wherever the database that it's, sourcing all of this from, and it's giving you solid information. For example, look at this. Legal protection. I didn't even touch on that, right? When you have your business, when you're running your business, as a registered business, there are ways, there are protection for you as a person, so that if anything happens, when people want to sue you, they won't be able to touch your personal, property, right? It's the asset of the business they can go after if any legal trouble comes up, right? You have credibility. When you have a registered company, you can build a website that, that will give you credibility. When people know, okay, you are running as a business, You have customers trust you more, investors trust you more, and you have, all of that. Access to funding, that's the one that I covered. Government funding, financial institution, they see you as, okay, you are contributing to the economy of the nation. Okay, so here, take this fund and continue to contribute, right? Tax benefits, limited liability, yes, that's tied to legal protection and perpetual existence. So all of that, those are just 6 of the benefits, and all that. So definitely, I would say some of these questions, like what country are you in again, Bridget?
In Belgium.
Okay, good. How can I register my business in Belgium? How can I register my business in Belgium? Aha. So it gives you the steps. Right? So you can.
Wow, this is amazing because I've never heard of
telling
it. It's my first time, and wow.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. So the chat it's called chat.openai.com. It's not paid. There's no payment you need to make. It's free for now. But there are a lot of fakes out there. The apps, especially, they would ask you to subscribe and pay something. Don't pay. It's free.
Okay.
You just open an account and you see all of these things that I've asked you to do. I've asked you to, right, difference between all of these things, challenges, I even asked the prophecies in the Bible, and he did what he needs to do, right? So it's amazing. It's a really, really an amazing. So what we asked, sorry. I took that one away. How to register. So I will send it to you. My business in Belgium.
Okay, so my second question is for example, if you do, for example, your corporate company that you said you did, that you can actually register use it under any other company. So for your network company that you have to register, it doesn't have to necessarily be the same name, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, right. Okay,
it doesn't have to be the same name, no.
Okay, but then it's so how do you link the two then? Because I didn't really get that. So how do you link the two? So for example, if you have a networking marketing agency or company that is under another corporation, how do you link it to get all these benefits?
Yes. So the most part is in the finances, right? Number one, when you want to register your business as a network marketer, the name you add, it could be the name of the company. If it's in another name, if it has to be your name, then you have to be, a principal in that company. And then the financial, when you're recording your finances, especially the ones that covers multiple of your businesses, the money is going into the business account. And when you do your taxes, when you're doing your numbers at the end of the year or at the end of the quarter, you're factoring in, okay, these are the businesses that are generating these funds, so. But I think the cleanest way is to the name of the company, the one you are registering the business under. For example, the Untamed, if it's possible, instead of registering as your name, you register your company as the one doing the business. That is the clean.
Oh, right. I get it. Okay. It took me forever. Okay, I get it. Okay. Yeah. So instead of using your name, use your company name.
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh. Okay, I get it. But then if you have already registered your name, how do you switch it then?
Some companies allow you to switch it. So you just reach out to them and say, okay,
Oh, the
I'm switching
admin.
my name,
Right.
my company's name. But if they don't allow that, some there might not be provision to do that. They might need an actual person to be the one registering. Then in that case, you just, talk to your accountant on how,
To go about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, right. Thank you so
Right.
much. This has been really
You're
insightful.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I'm glad it's helpful. So the second one, which is I think that's where we're going to stop today. The second one is the being an investor in the I quadrant. So the question I have for you now, the money you're making in your network marketing business, what are you doing with it? Right? So now you have a way to make money. The next step now is, for example, those who are in unemployment. As soon as you get into an employment, you have to have the goal to move from being, to move the money you are making into now in a form of investment, into a form of investment that will multiply the money for you, so that you are able to multiply. Your money makes money for you. As a business owner, you're leveraging people to make more money for you. But as an investor, the money you're making as an employee, the money you're making as a business or self-employed, the money you are making as a business owner, you are now able to invest it, that money is now making money for you. So the question I have for you now, as we round up today, hey, Agnes, glad you could make it. So as we round up today is your money making money?
Wait, round up? I don't understand. Round up how?
Yes, no, we started at 12 now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you missed the time.
I missed. Oh my goodness.
Next week is you are going to be right next week, remember.
Oh, yeah. Is the time going to change?
Yes, the time is going to change for us, for the US.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Did you share the soft copy?
Yes.
Okay,
I shared it in the group, yeah.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting. Oh my God,
no
just came as a shock when you say to round up.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me leave this with you. The money you're making as an employee, as a self-employed, as a business owner, are those making money for you? Are you employing your money to make money for you? That's the question I'm going to leave with you right now. So the next week, the job that we have right now is looking for investment opportunities and, to say, okay, I want my money to be making money for me. What can I do? How can I do this? And if you need help with that, let me know. I can, share some information that might be helpful along the line, and maybe some things that I'm doing as well. All right. So that's all we have for today. I'm glad at least we're able to cover 3 chapters. We'll conclude this part 1 next week. All right. Till then, have a lovely day. Agnes, I'm going to share the replay. You'll be good to just go through. We covered a few other things that might interest you towards the end, like maybe halfway through. You might love it.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. God bless you. Thank you. You are welcome. I'm glad you all could make it. All right. Bye, everybody. God bless you.